Okay, I'd like to go ahead and welcome all our conferees to this meeting, which we're dealing with HB 718, and we are responding to what we received from the Senate. And all conferees are present here. So I have laid out, and why I'm trying to rush here is because we do have another committee of conference going on right now in HB 1 and 2 starting up down the hallway here, of which 2 of those conferees are sitting on this committee right now. So I'm trying to expedite. You have 4 pieces of paper in front of you. One, you have the bill as it arrived to us from the Senate. That's HB 718. On the back side, you'll see the bill as it was designed by the Senate. It has 2 sections in it. One section addresses 718, which is a bill which deals with rules and the annual report that's due from the Department of Education to us, identifying all those rules which may exceed state or federal law. And if they do that, then the department's required to identify that particular rule, any minimum requirement exceeded, any federal rule exceeded, but we've added in there, and we as a House are agreeable to what was put in there by the Senate. Then the other portion would be the unfunded financial impact on local school districts for rules exceeding state or federal minimum requirements if the rule exceeding state or federal requirement may have an indeterminate fiscal impact on school districts. We're good with that. We understand that many of these fiscal reports we get from various bills from the department, it says indeterminable, then becomes determinable by the school district, and it's either not enough or whatever. So we are good with that. The second part was added on where it says new paragraphs, and this deals with the new school district. It's like our 108th SAU, and it's Pasquaney School Districts, named after an Indian group up in the Lakes region, up around Newfound Lake. And there's three municipalities or 3 towns in that school district: Hebron, Groton, and Bridgewater. They have to now set their tax rate for the new school year, which is going into the next year here, starting at July 1 through June 30th of 2026. And evidently, Revenue Administration developed their tax rate based upon what they understood to be. Is that department right there with us right now? No? Okay. What has been when they've been involved with the Newfound School District. And they want to have this assessment based upon what the cost of that running that district for the next fiscal year would be. But they need to have their half-year tax rate now, seeing that the bills are going out to all us property taxpayers effective July 1, 2025. So what we have here in front of us is language which has been in the amendment. You can see the amendment there. I think that's the second page down you have, which is a House Amendment 2725H, which I had done over Legislative Services the other day, taking the language which was proposed right here in the Senate bill and changing just 2 things. We changed one to match up with the statutory language which is reflected in RSA 7615-A, and you have a copy of that. The bottom line says, Department of Revenue Administration shall expedite certified adjusted rate applications. When I spoke with Senator Ennis, I said, what you have submitted to us in the Senate version, you left out the word certified. And he said, oh, that's an oversight. We need to get that in there. So that you can see in the amending language on 2725H is included. The other change, which is absolutely necessary, is the effective date of the bill wasn't changed in the Senate. And in order to have this take place here in the Department of Revenue Administration, the effective date can't be January 1, 2026. It's effective upon passage. Those are the changes. It's open to discussion.
Okay. So I just think it'd be slightly clearer if on line 11, July 1st became July 1st, 2025. Is that all right?
Yeah, we can,
And you didn't have anything you didn't have anything drafted. You just have to write that in this piece.
no, that would be the report.
That's what I mean. You don't have to go back to OLS to put that 2025 in there, is my point.
Well, I'd want to let them know. Why?
Well, they
Well, you
will.
will let them know, of course. That'll be the report.
Exactly. Yes.
I agree with the proposed changes on line 21 and line 17.
Okay, 20 and, okay, line 21
And
and,
certified in line 17.
okay, all right,
And upon its passage, the effective dates.
okay. We've had a suggestion come in from my left on line 11 where you see requirement that the July 1 taxes that we put in, required that the July 1, 2025 taxes by the member towns, adding the year in there.
Okay with me?
Okay. Now, what we need to do, if there's no more discussion, I know people are hustling. I promised Representative Weiler, we would be no more than 5 minutes. Yes.
Okay.
Oh,
Thank you, Mr. Chair. While I completely agree with all of the changes that you've just made for starting dates, make sense administratively, and have no objection whatsoever to the Pasquaney School District's formation and ability to tax, the underlying bill itself profoundly affects special education indeterminately among different school districts. And New Hampshire takes incredible pride in its special education exceeding federal standards. And without a fiscal note, I won't be able to support this.
okay. Yeah. So what I'm going to do, is there anybody else that wants to speak to it right now? No, not hearing that. So what I'm going to do is ask that we work as a group. You work with the Senate, and I will pull my House people here, and then we can come back in about 2 minutes, 1 minute, and let us know where you are.
We just vote.
Let's just do it here in the session.
Okay, so I'm going to take a poll, a vote of House members only. Representative Erf,
Yes.
to what?
To the three changes I discussed.
Okay. Representative
Yes.
Dwyer,
Same.
Representative Spilsbury,
Yes, to the same three changes.
and myself, and the three changes are the three changes which are mentioned, the effective upon passage. Line 11, changing that to July 1, 2025, and putting the word certified in on line 17, and I'm a yes also.
Okay, Senator Archuleta,
No.
Senator Sullivan?
Yes.
Yes. So you have 2 yeses and 1 no.
That's one. That's 2-1. 2 is nothing.
Okay, so
Unanimous.
it is basically it's unanimous, right? Okay. Any further discussion on this bill? I will get this drafted and we will be on our way, and I wish all the people luck with HB 1 and 2.
Yes.
Yes, we would like to put, yes, we will put on, I know we discussed that, I forgot that. Yes, we will put it on our consent. Yeah. Okay. Yep, thank you. Okay. Have fun. They're starting a CFC that's going to go for a week for sure. And plus days. Yeah.